Alright, so check out this custom Jeep Hurricane we just finished up for a customer. He brought it in, was not working. We diagnosed it, it had bad motors, and when he saw all the awesomeness in the shop, he said, man, can you make this cooler? So we added a custom light bar. Bam! And some tunes. So you turn on the accessory key, turns on power. And he also requested a remote kill. So this is a dedicated 12-volt battery, and we're going to put it in daddy mode. So you turn that on and it activates the transmitter for a kill switch. So when the kid's driving and you press the button, it stops him in his tracks. And then the one last thing we added was a resistor to the brake circuit so that it doesn't slam on the brakes. It actually comes to a stop, but it's a resisted ABS. Alright, so we're going to do a test drive of the parent kill switch, which is right here in my hand on a lanyard. We rigged this powerwheels Jeep Hurricane up with a kill switch, and we're going to see how far away it goes. So head on out. Hey guys, Jonesy here at CKC Garage, and it's been a long time since I posted a video, but I figured this one was too cool to pass up sharing some information with you guys. So here's the lowdown. This guy has this Jeep Hurricane here, and he was throwing a bunch of money at it trying to figure out why it wasn't working. So here's what he did. He bought a brand new battery, 80 bucks. Bought a brand new shifter. I don't know what that is, 25, 30 bucks, I don't know. So we replaced those, still nothing. He did say that it was going slow for a little bit and then nothing. So he got tired of it, he dropped it off over here, and I said, no problem, I know for sure I can get it going. I thought that it was going to be the foot pedal, but it's in great shape. He hasn't left it outside, so it hasn't been exposed to rain. So I ohm tested that, there was no resistance, so it wasn't the foot pedal. So instantly I go and take apart this back section here, because you have to drop that lower panel, which I have another one here to show you guys. So you have to drop this, and that exposes the gearboxes. So once you have the gearboxes, you can directly test the motors. And whatever, I tell people that all the time on the Modified Power Wheels Facebook page, to test motors. You start battery, switches, and then you go to motors. Before you start buying parts, it can be a waste. So you put a negative and a positive onto your motors, and you have a good battery. This is a brand new Mighty Max, or I'm sorry, yeah, Mighty Max battery. So you complete the circuit, and nothing. See that? Motor doesn't want to do anything. So both of them were dead. So what I did is I pulled the pinion off my pinion puller, and this is why it didn't work. The brushes are completely gone. So wore that out. So I ordered them brand new motors. I think I got them for 50 bucks on Amazon. So brand new motors in here, and I said, hey, did you notice your tires? He's like, what do you mean? I said, you need new tires, bro. You got some holes. Oh, didn't realize that. So we put on some new shoes on the back. And then, while he was still here, he says, well, I see some cool Power Wheels around here. And I was like, yeah, we got a few. Yeah, we got a few. He goes, you mean you can fix these up? I said, yeah, we can do anything you want. He goes, can you add lights? I said, yep. Can you add a stereo? Oh yeah. So this is what we did. I'll basically get right into it. So he wanted some lights, but it's killing me, but he wasn't interested in headlights and taillights like I like to do to make him real. When I turned on old heavy duty here, he loved these bright ones. So we picked up a ATV light bar, LED light bar, and we custom welded up some brackets. Super easy to do if you guys are into welding. But yeah, we got this on Amazon. It's a 7-inch nightlight, and it comes with everything you need. All the mounting hardware, negative and positive. Actually, you will need a switch. So you wire the negative and positive up to the switch, and then from the switch to your battery. This is all we had to do. This came stock with this metal bumper on here. So we just fabbed up a couple little brackets, and we just welded the tabs on there and painted it red to match all the other accents. Think it turned out sharp. And here's that switch. So of course lights are on, but it's super bright. That's all he wanted. Maybe for Christmas he'll come back and I can talk him into some amber running lights and some bright headlights. And then he said something about stereo. I was like, yeah, we can install stereo. We typically use motorcycle stereos. So I have a couple of these in stock. It comes with all the wiring. It even has a fuse. Comes with instructions, which is very helpful. And here's the unit. It's actually a Bluetooth motorcycle stereo. I'll put the links to all this stuff in the description, guys, because I'm constantly, every day, answering emails, got links, how do you do this, can't figure out wiring. So I'm trying to get a little bit better at it, but it's not my favorite thing to do because I'm working on these things all the time. We race dirt oval. So I'm really pretty busy with that, not doing this free tech support. Sorry, guys. So all we had to do was we pulled out the stock ashtray, or glove box, whatever you want to call it, and we put it right in that spot. And the one thing with stereos is they will have parasitic draw because it's got the yellow wire and the red wire. Yellow is for the battery. It saves the channels. So we actually put in one of these little miniature keys. So you turn the key on and it gives it power. You know, and it's Bluetooth, so it hooks up to your phone and stuff, but of course Facebook police will get me if I do any song pirating or whatever they call that stuff, so I keep that on the lowdown. But it's got an SD card in there. I'll put the link to the description. Super easy to install. And what else? Oh, that's the head unit, and it comes with these speakers. I should show you guys that. It's pretty dang cool. So they got LEDs in there, and the higher the volume, in a bad spot here. So the higher the volume, the brighter those LEDs get. I thought that was pretty slick. And then the other request he had was his little guy is always taking off, so he wanted a parent control. And I'm going to focus in on that because this is something that I've only installed in the East Coast Power Up kits, which are in those boxes right there. But I did have an extra one that I didn't install, and it was right here. It comes with this little key fob, and here's the little remote. And to help you guys out, I'm always getting asked for diagrams. People asking me to send them free stuff and tell them how to do stuff instead of paying me to do it. So here it is, guys. Okay, here is the wiring diagram. So you're going to have to go on Amazon and pick this up. It comes with these two parts right there. And this is a little bit different, but you'll have to figure some of it out maybe by yourself. So you're also going to need a single pole double throw relay, SPDT. And in big old letters right here, take a picture of your screen, guys. That's what you're going to need. Okay, so what this does is when you press this button and the kid's driving, it will actually disconnect power to the battery. What does that mean? So here's what we did. We did a separate battery. The stock battery is in the back, and I'll explain to you why I did what I did. Okay, here's the thing. Remember what I said? He bought a brand new battery, so he still got the other one because it was good. He didn't want to just waste that, although he could have just replaced this in the back and had it for the motors. And then when it died, he always had one on the charger. But he told me to wire this up, so it cost him a little bit extra because I had to come up with this plug instead of like a universal battery. Like I could use this 18 amp hour. You know, I mean, he already bought it. He's got two batteries, whatever. And a charger. I think he might have bought a new charger too. So basically, this is what he's using. A 9 amp hour stock battery. I'm going to take mine out. When he comes, he can put his own battery in there. But okay, so here it is. And this is the unit right here. I guess you would call this the receiver. And I have it on a toggle here so that is parent control on. Put a little tag on there for him. And when you press the button, you can hear the relay click because it's flipping a contactor. But you have to have this on a switch, otherwise this will constantly drain your battery. We call it parasitic draw. So it's very important to have it on this switch. So when the kid's driving in his backyard or whatever, you don't need that on. But if he's taking him out somewhere where it could be dangerous by a street, he's going to have to put it in parent mode. And then as long as he's pushing this, the kid's gas pedal will not work. And I'll demonstrate that. Alright, so let me see if I can get my foot in here. So, kid's driving. Junior, stop! He's not listening. And when you let off, it's live again. So it comes to a rolling stop. It doesn't skid the tires, which leads me to the next thing that we installed before I get into the wiring in high detail. So if you guys noticed, when we let off, it doesn't come to a screeching stop like the stock Power Wheels. Notice how this comes to an abrupt stop. That's really hard on the gearboxes, tires, kids' necks, they go flying forward. So what we did is we installed one of these doodads. This is a resistor. Basically what it does is it resists the resistance of the motor shorting out. Now the size that we used is 100 watt half ohm. So what that does is instead of shorting out the motors, it buffers it. We call it anti-lock brake. So I put that in so that he won't be ruining his tires super fast, and it's just a little bit better. Now, here's a little secret. Back in the day, Power Wheels brand used to actually install them in them. Look at that. This is an old number 7 set. This is an old Jeep, and they actually used to have resistors in line on the orange wire. That's the brake circuit. So basically I can say that Power Wheels got a little greedy and said, hey, if we skid the tires, they have to buy replacement parts. But hey, that's my theory. But anyways, back to the build. Okay, so here's the complete wiring diagram for the anti-lock brake and the parent control switch. So you're going to need this relay and the I'm going to call it a kill switch, remote kill switch. Now if you guys don't have an accessory battery, you can still use the stock battery, but you'll have to run the negative and positive just to the one battery. Now going back, I'm hoping that this guy comes back and he wants a little bit more speed, so it'll be super easy to throw an 18-volt battery in, and now I don't have to mess with the 12-volt accessories because they're on its own separate circuit, if that makes sense. It's just going to be way easier. I'm thinking into the future because he's only like 4, so he's got, you know, a few years of riding this awesome Jeep. So what you got to do is at the foot pedal, that's the foot pedal right here. I wrote it out. So the white wire, you actually have to pull it off and you put that to number 30 on the bottom here of the relay. And then the wire that you pulled off, that's stock, goes up to 87A. So what that does is that closes the circuit, okay? So even when you don't have it in daddy mode, power is going through it. But when you activate the coil, which is 85 and 86, negative and positive, it opens those two circuits and it goes to actually 87. So technically you could do, you could actually put that on an abrupt parking brake. I'm not going to do that, and I could probably think about that so that it would come to a fast stop. So probably it'd have to be something with this orange wire up to 87. I don't know. Just that literally just popped in my head so that it didn't come to a rolling stop. So that's basically it, guys. And then for the coil to activate, 86 is black. No, I got this blue. I'm sorry, that's blue. The blue wire coming out of here. Because, okay, so we got a negative and a positive coming into this. Now when you press the button, it provides a 12-volt source at blue. That's what blue is. So that's actually the positive. And I'll put that on here. You can use 85 or 86 is reversible. There's no polarity specific. So the way that I have it is 86 is going to trigger it. So pressing the button gives it power. So the accessory battery have a ground, 2 wires, and then going to the black so that it grounds to this so that it has power at that little device. And this is kind of why I don't get into these, because they're confusing. Okay, so the red wire coming out of the box is actually going to go to a rocker switch. That's a little switch under here. So it's going into it, and when you activate it or close it, it's going to get the power from the battery, and that completes that circuit. If you wanted to, you could connect ground to the black and it would light up, but I didn't really want that. It's underneath the hood anyways. And another reason is I don't really want the kid to know that, hey, if I turn that off, Dad can't stop me. So it's kind of like I put it in there as a discrete thing. Dad's going to have to handle that. So all the wiring for that is on that board. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. And of course, leave me any comments or suggestions below, and I'll see if I can help you out. So as far as the resistor, in the link, this is what you're going to get, is just the resistor itself. Well, how the heck do you install that? So what you have to do is actually solder on some 12 gauge primary wire is what I used. You could have used 14 gauge, but I always go one size above. So just cut 3 little inches on, and for the ends you're actually going to need a female and 1 male connector, crimp connector, because this is going to feed into the stock wire that you pulled off of the switch, because that is going to be a female when you pull that off. and you're going to stick that in it. I'm going to try to post some pictures right here of the install. It was just really hard. I just did it and not the best at taking the pictures as I do it, because I just work. And then of course the female is going to go onto that. And if you guys really wanted, you could just remove this and you just will roll to a coast. That's what we did in all our derby racers, so that it wasn't stopping and hard on the gearboxes. So, but you will not be able to stop on a hill. It's not going to have a parking brake. But these two right here are the, once you press the pedal, that closes the circuit and sends power from the battery to the shifter, and then it goes into its series or parallel wiring. But if you guys don't have a soldering gun, you're going to need one. That's the only way to really solder to these, as you can see. And my suggestion is watch some videos, and I highly recommend using flux and a good electric solder. We use this now. We love that we don't have to have the cord. This Milwaukee soldering gun has been a blessing in the shop. I just hate having cords and you're always tied down. And we also use the heat gun for the shrink wrap. You're gonna have shrink wrap on there. So for this job, you're gonna need shrink wrap. You're gonna need wire strippers. Good set of crimpers, guys. I love this type. I don't really like the cheap style. And then a screwdriver to pry up your gas pedal so you can get all into your wiring. Yeah, then you're going to need 14 gauge or 12 gauge preferably, primary wire, and electrical tape to wrap up your connections. But these videos tend to go on and on, but it's because I'm trying to provide you guys information, because I'm constantly being emailed or messaged about how to do this. So that's the kill switch, guys. It's actually quite a bit of work. There's some labor involved. But yeah, it's going to turn out cool, and hopefully it'll keep him safer. As far as the speakers, it's pretty easy. We literally just took the windshield off, pulled out the mirrors, and we just screwed these teardrop or bullet, whatever you want to call them, speakers right into the plastic there. Nice clean install. They look like mirrors. And he saw the old Porsche GT3 we did over there were the exact same thing. So when he saw the lights and he saw the speakers, he was like, I want it. So that's what we did. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. So hopefully I get some motivation to do some more videos. We still do have some crazy builds that we've never gotten to finish because we're busy racing. Right now we're in the middle of the racing season. Both my boys are doing awesome. They're literally both in second place in the point series. Zach's by 1 point and Riley's down by like 23. We've had some bad races. But the older kids are way more competitive anyways. But anyways, guys, if you want to see something specific in these videos, give me a shout. Leave a comment down below, because I still love working on these Power Wheels, but I have to say, we're having a lot of fun chasing these gas go-kart trophies and point series all over the place. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a message and let us know how we're doing. All right, thanks, guys.